Today we are going to be learning how to use the counting on strategy to help us subtract. So we're going to jump in and get started right with number 1, and for number 1 we have 46 minus 21. So when we're thinking about the counting on strategy, basically we're starting from the lower number in our problem and counting up until we get to the higher number in our problem. So for example, we're going to start at 21 and we're going to count up until we get to 46. And one way that we can do this is by using a number line. So on the number line, you're going to start with your lower number, which is 21, and you're going to count up until you get to 46. Now, I'm not going to just keep counting by ones each time because that could take a long time, and I don't really want to take a long time. I want to go kind of fast. So what I'm going to do instead is make some bigger jumps, maybe jumps of 5, jumps of 10, jumps of 15, anything to help me get a little bit quicker to my bigger number. So for this example, we start with 21. I want to try to get to my next 10. So right now we're in the 20s. I want to get to 30. So I know that if I make a jump of 10, if I make a jump of 9, that will bring me to my next 10, which is 30. So I just jumped 9, now I'm at 30. I need to get to 46. So I know if I make another jump of 10, that will bring me to 40. And now since I need to get to 46, that means I need to jump one more jump of 6. And now I'm at 46. So now what I need to do to get my answer to the problem is add all these numbers together. So 9, 10, and 6. So 9 plus 10 plus 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. 1 plus 1 is 2. So my answer is 25. Let's try another example. For number 2, we have 823 minus 46. So again, we're going to start with our lower number, and we're going to count up until we get to our higher number. So we're going to start with 469, and we're going to count up and make jumps until we get to 823. So I'm going to start by making a jump of 100, just because I know we have to get to such a higher number. I want to make it kind of fast. So 100 plus 469 is 569. Then I'm going to do another 100. Because I need to get to the 800s, so another 100 would be 669, and I'm going to do another 100 to get to 769. Now, I have to get to 823. If I did another 100 jump, I would get to 869. Now, 869 is way too large for our numbers, so I know I cannot jump another 100. So I need to make some smaller jumps now. The next thing I'm going to do is get to my next 10. So right now we're at 69. I want to get to the 70s. So to get from 769 to 770, I just need to make one jump. Now let's get to the next 100. Let's get to 800. So that's a jump of 30. So that brings me to 800. And now I know I need to get to 823. So I'm going to make a jump of 23 to get to 823. Now what we need to do, again like we did before, is add all of our jumps together. So we have 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 1 plus 30 plus 23. So 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 1 plus 30 plus 23. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 1 plus 1 is 1 is 3. So 823 minus 469 is 354. Finally, let's look at our last problem. We have 247 minus 65. So just like the ones before, we start with our lower number and we count up until we get to our higher number. So we'll start with 65. And let's make jumps until we can get to 247. So I'm going to start again by, right now we're in the 60s, I want to get to 70. Just to make it nice and even. So I can make a jump of 5 to get to 70. Now let's get to the next 100. So to get to the next 100, I have to jump 30. That brings me to 100. Now let's get from 100 to 200. So to get from 100 to 200, I need to jump 100 more. So that would be 200. And now I have 247. How do I get to 247 from 200? Just jump 47. And now we are finally at 247. We can add the numbers that we jumped. So we have 5 plus 30 plus 100 plus 47. Now I lined my numbers up in the order that I jumped. You could also line yours up by the biggest number to the smallest number. So 100 plus 47 plus 30 plus 5. But you just have to make sure that you keep track of which numbers you wrote down and make sure you don't accidentally skip any numbers. So that's why I like to write them in order, so I know that I'm getting all of the numbers I jumped. So 5 plus 7 is 12, so 2 carry your 1. 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So my answer is 182. So same thing with the other way that you can add. So 7 plus 5 is 12. 4 plus 1 plus 3 is 8, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So we still get the same answer, again, no matter how you order your add-ins when you add based upon the commutative property. So you can add in any order that you like as long as you make sure you have all of the numbers there. So this is how you could use the counting on strategy to help you with your subtraction.